Welcome to a new Juju live session. My name is Joana Saahirah and I'm here bringing you a new live Q&A about one of the subjects that I love the most around the Egyptian dance, and I would argue around life, okay? Because for me, what we learn for Egyptian dance, we learn for life, and that is beauty. Beauty in Egyptian dance. What makes a beautiful Oriental dancer? What makes a beautiful Oriental dance piece? What is considered beautiful in Egypt, around the world, in the old days, in the new days? What is valued in an Egyptian Oriental dance piece, in an Oriental dancer? What is considered gorgeous, and why is that so important? So in this live Q&A, I'm going to answer a few questions I have selected from students and colleagues and followers of Egyptian dance that have contacted me throughout all the years that I've been working in this field. So if you don't know me yet, before we dive, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. I'm going to invite you to join me live. If you're watching me now, you can share your questions, you can share your feedback, tell me what you think, what makes a beautiful dance piece in Egyptian dance, what is considered a beautiful dancer in the field of Egyptian dance. I want to know all about it. Feel welcome to give it to me in the comments if you're watching this live. And without further ado, I'm a world-renowned Oriental dancer, teacher, choreographer, and author, and I'm also the creator of the pioneering Joana Saahirah's World and Joana Saahirah's Online Dance School, delivering authentic Egyptian dance, personal discovery, and empowerment. And very soon, I will also be the author of my new podcast. Yes, it is coming. It is coming, guys. So, first question I have selected for this live Juju session, okay? And that is starting from the beginning. What is beauty in Egyptian dance, and if there are different kinds of beauty? And forgive me because I will be looking at my notes every once in a while to remember the questions I selected, okay? So what is beauty in Egyptian dance, and if there are different kinds of beauty concepts in Egyptian dance? So I believe this is the base. So first, what is beauty? Beauty is highly relative. So what I consider a beautiful dancer may not be what you consider a beautiful dancer, okay? What I consider a beautiful Oriental dance piece is not necessarily what other people consider a beautiful Oriental dance piece. So the first thing I would like to tell you is that as dancers and non-dancers, we should keep an open mind. Okay? And we should not assume that our truth is the truth of everyone. And this is very, very accurate, specifically when we talk about Egyptian dance. I'm gonna tell you a story, as usual. I have stories, you know this. Real life stories. When I was teaching and performing in one of my travels to Russia, where they have these huge competitions, and I mean huge competitions, I talk about hundreds of students, super organized, competing throughout 3 days, 4 days, okay, non-stop. Different categories, children, adults, different levels, super well organized, super well done. And I must say I was always so well received in Russia, and part of the job I was going to do that was to judge in these competitions. And one thing that I noticed, specifically in Russia, is that the criteria of judgment was different from judge to judge. So even if we were working with the same criteria, technique, quality, presentation, charisma, musicality, each teacher, depending on where she or he was coming from, would consider different aspects of the dance and would value different aspects of the dance. For some, a beautiful, sharp technique was a beautiful dance piece, period. Even if there was no feeling, no musicality, no presence, no nothing. For others, technique was not that important. What made the piece beautiful was the presence and the emotion. So I noticed how different people consider beauty, okay? What I value is not what others value, not necessarily. Now, there is the Egyptian dance standard of beauty that is also changing, that I personally learned from many years of study and work and life in Egypt. So I do believe there are different standards of beauty depending on the perspective that you are looking from, okay? So in Egypt, for instance, while I was working in Egypt, which was not so long ago, there were certain aspects of a dancer that were considered beautiful. So if we talk about the visuals, the aesthetics, the external visuals, we are valuing a feminine, round, fertile, luscious body. Now that is changing because beauty standards change throughout time. So what is considered in a country to be beautiful today is not necessarily what will be considered beautiful within 5 years, okay, or 10 years or 2 years. Things change, only to show us that beauty standards are constructed, they are built, they are not facts. You know, what once we found beautiful, a little bit later we find ugly. So it's all very relative. But I do remember that this feminine, round, voluptuous kind of body was considered beautiful and attractive, and the skinny, thin, dry kind of body was not considered attractive at all, okay? Now, there were other aspects related to beauty and what Egyptian audiences and impresarios and agents considered beautiful, and these have nothing to do with the visuals. So there is another aspect of beauty that I want you to pay attention to, is that beauty is not only what you see, okay? Beauty is not only the visual side of the person or the visual side of the dance, is the energy of the person, is what that person is communicating, what that person is projecting. Sometimes you find someone beautiful, you don't really know why, because visually speaking, they may not correspond to your beauty standard, but there is something about that person that is so attractive, that makes her or him so beautiful. And you cannot pin it down, you cannot say exactly what it is. So in Egyptian dance, we have two different kinds of beauty. The visual beauty, and that has to do with the shape of your body, of course, the shape of your face, but also the quality of your movement. How beautiful, harmonious, polished, fluid, elegant is your technique, is your dance technique, is your movement, right? When I look at you, what do I see? There is beauty visually or not. So that's a kind of beauty. But there is another kind of beauty, which I call the aesthetics of emotion. Okay? And the aesthetics of emotion, or the beauty of emotion, has to do with the energetic quality that dancer is projecting. And this is true for dance as it is true for life. Then again, you may meet someone who is visually very appealing, but their energy is ugly. Their thoughts are ugly. Their energy is low, is negative. The way they talk, the way they communicate, the way they interact is heavy, it's negative, perhaps critical, perhaps even unkind. And that makes that person ugly to you, even if visually they correspond to your standard of beauty. So I always want you to consider, and this is no bullshit, this is truth, okay? I'm talking about facts. I always want you to consider different kinds of beauty, the visual, external, and then what comes from within that really changes the way you see the person, okay? Now, in Egypt, audiences value, or at least they used to value, the quality of what you communicate. So it was not only, according to my experience, of course, it was not only about having a luscious, round, beautiful body, having a great technique and a great orchestra, and doing everything right dance-wise. It was mostly about the kind of energy, the kind of emotion, the kind of heart you brought to your dance. That made you beautiful. Okay? And then again, I know some of you will think this is total bonkers. Joana, you're giving us bullshit. And I'm not. I'm really not. I'm telling you this from experience. Okay? From many years of performing all over the world, not only in Egypt, and seeing how people react and to what they react and what engages them, what attracts them. And although I admit having a beautiful visual aspect to your dance is very important, and it is an important part of the dance. This is why we study technique. This is why we take dance classes also. We want to know the language, but we want to polish the language. We want our movements to be beautiful, not to be rough and chaotic, because there is a visual side to the dance, but there is more than the visuals, okay? So the beauty is everything that you bring to your dance, everything that you bring to your life, to your human interactions, mostly and above all, the quality of your heart. The quality of your heart. يعني قلبك أبيض ولا أسود. Your heart is white or black, okay? A white heart is pure, is open, is loving, it's honest, it's generous, it's true, and that is beautiful. It does beat to the pulp a beautiful dress, a beautiful face, okay? So it's very important to have these two in consideration, and it's very important as a dancer and also as a person to know which one you cultivate or which one is the most important for you. I'll tell you another story. 1 year ago, something like that, a very beautiful dancer took private classes with me. Beautiful and talented and capable. And she complains, when I have a problem, is that people hire me for my looks. It's very frustrating because I kill myself studying and working and training and practicing and preparing my performances, and the only comments I get is how beautiful you are. And this is not what I want to hear. And then I asked her, okay, what do you value in yourself? And how do you project yourself? How do you share your images, your photographs, your videos? Where is your focus in your dance? Are you focused on your visual beauty or not? She told me, no, I'm not focused on my visual beauty. But when I asked her to share the photos she shared on social media, when I asked her to show me a couple of videos of her performances, it was obvious that she believed the only thing she had to offer was her beauty. It was very obvious, the focus was there. So if your focus is on bringing the visual beauty to the table and forgetting about the quality of your energy, the quality of your message, the quality of your heart, the quality of your energy, of course, others will judge you for the visuals. And the moment you don't deliver the visuals, the moment you have a dress they don't like, or the moment you get older, or the moment you get fatter or skinnier, or anything that is visually unappealing, you're off, you're down, you're dead. Because you focused on feeding that image and making it the center of your dance, making it the jewel of the crown, when it is not the jewel of the crown, okay? It should not be. So focus on the essential, and the essential is the essence of the person, the essence of the dancer. Everything else visually is a combination, is a plus, is something important, but it is not the most important, okay? Now, what is considered a beautiful Oriental dancer? Then again, I believe this is changing. I believe it depends on where you are, okay? So in Egypt, as I already told you, there is a concept of beauty, of female beauty, that will affect the way people evaluate Oriental dancers, okay? So usually it is uber sensual, beautiful body, round, and very much connected to fertility, because round shape in the body is connected to fertility. So beautiful round breasts, nice big hips, this kind of almost maternal shape, okay? An expressive face, strong eyes, and an overall voluptuous figure. This is visually what Egyptian audiences usually expect from an Oriental dancer, what is considered beautiful. But if you go around the world to different countries, that varies. Okay, so I had places where I was considered too round, too voluptuous, too much. You know, in Lebanon, the first place where I performed, even before I performed in Egypt, I was considered fat, and I was told I had to get plastic surgery on my face. You know, so you have to watch out, because in different places there will be different beauty standards, and a different image will be expected from the dancer. Now, if you ask me, I do not think that is, or it should not be, the focus of a dancer. It shouldn't, because then again, you don't want to be hired, if you're a professional dancer, for the way you look. That's just not smart. You don't want to be hired for the way you look. There will always be someone who looks better, with a better dress, younger, shinier, with bigger hair, with better makeup. There will always be someone who is going to look better than you in some way. But what makes you strong as a dancer is the beauty that you cannot see. It's what you make people feel with your dance. It's what you bring of content to your dance. That is unique, and in that nobody can beat you, you know. So if someone comes to hire me, where is my focus? Is that on putting up the sexy kitten thing and pretending I am the most beautiful girl in the world? Na, na, na. No, I don't give a damn. I am a professional dancer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm selling my dance, I'm not selling my looks. And if I sell my looks, I'm not selling my dance. Okay, so although presentation is important, this is why we buy beautiful bedla, this is why we do the makeup, this is why we wear nice earrings. There is this aesthetics. We want to look nice, we want to look good, but that is not the dance. That is not the beauty. That is not the jewel that is going to make your dance truly shine in beauty. That is not. And then again, if you put all your eggs in that basket is gonna be gone very soon for all of us, okay? So you have to be smart and see, where is the jewel of my dance? Where is the true beauty of my dance? Where is that thing that really mesmerizes people? And I can assure you, it is not the way you look. It is not the way you look. Even if you are Miss Universe, it is not the way you look, okay? Now, of course, independently of the beauty standard that we are working with, being in Egypt or outside of Egypt, you have to own yourself and you have to own your body. And this is a big issue for a lot of Oriental dance students. They tell me, Joana, but do I have to look like that in order to be an Oriental dancer? Do I have to have long hair? Do I have to have big eyes? Do I have to have big hips? What about me? I don't have big hips, or I don't have big breasts, or whatever, you know. And it is dangerous to tell students that they have to look a certain way. They don't. They don't. And this is one of the most beautiful things in Egyptian dance, is that it is so democratic. It is accepting of everybody's bodies, of everybody's characters. It is an art form that thrives on diversity. It does not thrive on everyone looking the same and putting up the sexy kitten mask. That is nonsense. And although there may be a phase where all of us, including myself, ask, oh, I have to look that way. Okay, I'm going to follow the pattern. It should be, okay, it should be like this. So you go through that phase where you kind of adopt what others expect of you visually. But then if you mature as an Oriental dancer, and if you mature as a person, there comes a time when you say, okay, now I will do me. Now I'm gonna look like myself. I'm gonna stop pretending to be something that I'm not. It's tiring. It makes no sense anymore. The problem is that a lot of dancers never reach that phase of owning their bodies. So if my body is tall, I gotta work with that body. If my body is skinny and a little bit drier and with not so many round shapes as it is supposed to be expected from an Oriental dancer, what am I gonna do about it? Am I gonna pad my body? Am I gonna feel sorry for myself? No, I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna bring my body as it is to the table, and I'm gonna assume that everything that I am, not only the way I look, but everything that I am speaks of beauty. If I am a beautiful person, which is the key. And this is why, in order to become an interesting Oriental dancer, you have to become an interesting person. This is why in my work, for 20 years, I could not separate the Egyptian dance from the personal development. Now, finally, people are catching up. I see dancers, even some of them my students, bringing the personal development into Egyptian dance. They finally understood it. Oh, that crazy one, Joana, she was not so out of reality. Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not out of reality. If you want to become a better Oriental dancer, you have to become a better person. You have to become a more beautiful person, because your energy speaks louder than the way you look. Your energy, the quality of your heart, your passion, your honesty, what you bring inside, what you carry within, the kindness, the light, the hope, the love, the enthusiasm, the fire, that's what makes you beautiful. And if you are not becoming a better person, if you are not becoming a richer person from inside, you are not becoming a better Oriental dancer or a more beautiful Oriental dancer. It's super important that you get this. Guys, super important, okay? Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you're watching live, let me know if you agree or disagree, okay? Now, what makes a beautiful Oriental dance piece? What makes a beautiful Oriental dance piece? Then again, it really depends on who's watching, but I can tell you this. When I started traveling the world, on my first invitation outside of Egypt, so I spent many years performing in Egypt, and I was not promoting myself, I was not going abroad, I was totally immersed in what I call my Egyptian cocoon, okay? So my routine was pretty much rehearsing, performing with my orchestra, working with Mahmoud Reda, rehearsing, performing with my orchestra, working with Mahmoud Reda. That's it. I didn't do much else, okay? I rested and I slept to prepare for the next day. But this was what I did for almost 8 years of my life. So when I got my first contract outside of Egypt, I was wondering, oh my God, I'm gonna perform without my musicians, and I was very used to them. And I'm also gonna perform to a foreign audience. This was England. It was my first trip outside of Egypt, official work trip, and it was with Mahmoud Reda, by the way. We traveled together. I was teaching with him, and I was teaching my own workshops, and I was performing. And I remember it was dramatic for me. I said, how am I gonna do this? I don't know how to perform without an orchestra anymore. And I don't know what English people want to see. I don't know what they value, because I was so used to Egyptian audiences. In Egypt, most of my audiences, I would say 90% of my audiences were locals. They were Egyptians and Arabs. So I got disconnected from the Western world, and I was wondering, what do they consider beautiful? What do they value in a dance piece? You know, is this gonna work? What I've been doing in Egypt, is this gonna work in England? Are they gonna find what I do attractive? I had no idea, and I was so nervous. I was so nervous because I was wondering if the beauty standards were the same, if the values were the same. And I have something to reveal to you, something that I confirmed throughout the years after that first trip, is that although there are differences between Egyptian audiences and foreign audiences, and I still say this with all my heart, And pardon me, guys, because I'm a foreigner, you're probably a foreigner, but the best audiences for Egyptian dance are Egyptian. Sorry, they're not Lebanese, they're not Syrian, they are Egyptian. There is no bliss like the bliss of dancing for Egyptians, okay? Because they got the language, they have the language, they know the language instinctively. Even if they have forgotten it, it is in their soul. So when they see a real Oriental dancer doing it by the book, they know what they're seeing, and it's beautiful. So you cannot beat the sensation of dancing for Egyptians, okay? But we are all people in the end, you know, we are all people, and in some ways we all react to the same thing. So foreign audiences, as much as Egyptian audiences, they react and they value the same things on many levels. One of them is connection. Okay, beauty is connection, is when you're dancing to connect. You're dancing to connect with yourself, and you're dancing to connect with your audience if you have an audience. You're not dancing to impress, you're not dancing from your ego, you're dancing from your soul. This is the big number one criteria for beauty, and it is universal. It is something that Egyptian audiences will recognize. It is something that English, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese audiences will recognize. I will tell you another story. In Portugal, where I come from, we have a very famous singer, the most famous singer in the history of Portugal. Her name was Amália Rodrigues, okay? Amália Rodrigues is still like the voice of Portugal, like Kulthum for Egypt, the voice of Egypt. So Amália Rodrigues is the voice of Portugal. And she represented our traditional fado. Fado is our national song, okay? Fado. And when she started to travel abroad, to be hired to perform in concerts in Paris, in USA, in China, in Japan, people wondered, how are those audiences going to appreciate Amália Rodrigues if they don't even speak Portuguese? They don't understand a word of what she's saying. This is going to be a disaster. We cannot transport something that is so localized, something that has such a specific context to a completely different context and expect people to understand it and appreciate it and see its beauty. And you know what happened? Amália always sang in Portuguese. Fado is Portuguese, okay? So she would go to Japan and say, hello everyone, and here is a fado. Foi por vontade de Deus. And people go like, whoa, we can feel it. We don't understand what you're saying, but we can feel it. It is exactly the same with Egyptian dance. Your audiences may not belong to Egyptian culture, they may not speak Arabic, but if you are meaning it, if you are bringing the juice, if you're bringing the essence, and if you are connecting from the heart, from the soul, people are not stupid. Never underestimate other people. Be smart and humble enough to recognize that all of us are perceptive, much more than we think, okay? So audiences, Egyptian or foreigners, they are going to react to connection, to real human connection. They're also going to connect with vulnerability. I work on this so much in my school, at Joana Saahirah's online dance school. In my private coaching programs, it's a recurrent theme, vulnerability. Showing myself as I really am. It's not like a polished doll. No, I'm not a doll. I am not a doll. I am a person. I cry. I laugh. I have bad days. I have terrible days. I have good days. I have drama. I have joy. I have sadness in my life. I have losses. I have victories. I have difficulties. I am human. So I bring my humanity to my dance. And that is beautiful. And it is beautiful for Egyptians as it is beautiful for foreigners, because it is universal. We are all humans. It's not like Egyptians are aliens or foreigners are aliens. No, We are all humans. Yes, there are different cultural aspects. There are different mentality aspects. Yes, Egyptians understand the language. If they were born and raised in Egypt, they understand the music, at least superficially. But that doesn't mean they don't respond to the same things everyone else responds, because in the end of the day, remember, we are people. All of us are people, okay? So when you bring connection, when you bring vulnerability, when you bring who you truly are to your dance, you're going to connect. You're going to be perceived as beautiful, even if your audience doesn't know why you impact them that way. They cannot explain it. Very often I have seen Oriental dancers that were not visually appealing to me. They were not appealing according to my own standard of beauty, because all of us have standards of beauty. You know, I think George Clooney is beautiful. You think George Clooney is bland. I think Brad Pitt is very ugly. You think it's gorgeous. So all of us have beauty standards instilled in our system. Okay, all of us consider some things beautiful, some things ugly, some people more beautiful than other, okay? But this kind of beauty that I'm telling you about, it goes beyond the visual, and it goes beyond our personal beauty standards, okay? Now, a beautiful Oriental dance piece is the one that connects. It's the one that is vulnerable. It's the one that is varied, that is dynamic, that is engaging, that is magnetic, and it is one that tells a story. It is one that tells a story. Let me repeat this. A beautiful Oriental dance piece is one that speaks without speaking. Remember, Egyptian dance is a language. When you learn Egyptian dance, you learn a language. And you learn a language for what? You learn a language to communicate, and you learn a language to tell your story through the stories of the songs that you dance to. But what happens is that so many dancers don't even know they have a story, or if they do, they don't know how to tell it, or they don't know they're invited to tell it in their dance. They have no idea. They're so focused on showing off their moves. They're so focused on being told they are great. Then again, most of us are dancing and living from our ego, from our vanity, from our need for approval. We are not free from it. We are not dancing from our souls. We are not living from our souls. We just are not. You may be conscious of it, or you may not be conscious of it, but you're not. You're not. Most of us are not. Even I, who have been trained in this field by the best of the best and worked at the highest level of Egyptian dance in Egypt and abroad, sometimes I catch myself not dancing and not living from my soul. Sometimes I also need approval. I also need someone to tell me you're great, because I'm human. We are human. But we ought to try to move as much as possible from the soul. As much as possible. 80% of the time. 80% of the time is already great, okay? So moving from your soul, dancing from your soul, living from your soul makes you beautiful, okay? Super important that you get that. And although the visuals are important, I'm not saying they're not important. They are important. They are not the core, the heart, the essence of beauty. They are not, okay? Beauty goes beyond what you see. Beauty goes beyond what you see. Let it simmer. Okay, so another question. Sorry guys, I need this. It's a double shot of espresso. How can I make my dance more beautiful? How can I make it more beautiful? I have a few tips for you. So first, and I will be reading from my notes, okay? Bring your truth to your dance. You don't bring the universal truth. You bring your truth, okay? Because you're not God. I don't know if someone holds the universal truth in their hands. I know we hold our truth in our hands. That's already a lot. So bring your truth to your dance. Bring your authentic feeling, how you really feel to your dance. Bring how you think to your dance. Bring your own perspective on the music to your dance. Bring your truth, the truth of who you are. Don't pretend to be someone that you're not. Don't play the diva. Don't play the exotic porno flick. Just because you saw it on YouTube, man. You're so much more interesting than that, you see. Don't do that. Bring your true self. Bring your truth, the truth of the person that you are, with all of your flaws, all of your qualities, all of your fears. Bring it to your dance and bring it to your life. Bring it to your life and reveal who you are in all your glory and in all your bullshit. Reveal it, because that's what makes you interesting and beautiful. What makes a character interesting? Think about a good book. What makes a character interesting? It's not perfection. Also, because perfection does not exist. So if you're looking at a character that is perfect, you damn sure it is not based on a real person, because nobody is perfect. We all have flaws. We all fail. We all have darkness and light. So the more you bring that contrast, that truth, that complexity, those colors to your dance, the more colorful and rich and beautiful and true your dance will be, okay? So this is the first thing. Bring your truth to your dance. Second thing, I already mentioned, drop the masks and be vulnerable. So allow yourself to be seen in your fragility. Allow yourself to be seen in exactly who you are and how you feel, even if what you feel is down. I tell this to my students all the time, and they get it. And once they get it, it's a big game changer. I tell them you don't have to be smiling all the time. I'm sure some of you have been through classes where teachers tell you, smile, don't forget to smile. I call it the psycho killer smile. Dun, 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 dun. Always smiling. It's not real. And it's not going to serve the music, because Egyptian music is not always happy. It's not always joyful. So this automatic pilot smile, it's totally wrong on many levels. Okay, so drop the smile. If you're feeling sad, dance your sadness, and that will be beautiful. You know why? Because it's true. Because in that moment, you're actually feeling sad. And truth is beautiful. Honesty is beautiful. Vulnerability, allowing yourself to be seen by who you truly are, that's so damn beautiful. Although we may think it's not. You say, oh, who wants to see my darkness, right? Who wants to see my sadness? Who wants to see me down? Who wants to see my fear or my insecurities? And I'm going to tell you, everyone wants to see it. Because everyone feels it too. In some point, at some level. So there is this connection, this mirror that comes when you bring all of your humanity to the table. People recognize that, oh, she's human. I'm human too. We're connected. We're the same. We're linked somehow. And that creates the impact of beauty. That connection, that humanity, that vulnerability, the courage that it takes to be vulnerable. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Good. Third tip to bring more beauty into your dance. Learn the correct dance technique. Study the dance correctly. And this goes towards the visuals, but it's not the visuals of how you look. It's the visuals of how your movements look. Okay? And how they make you feel when they are performed correctly. So knowing the technique, working on your dance, taking classes with professional teachers, and really learning, not just following a choreography. Woo, so cool. No. You've been following choreographies without understanding the technique and what those choreographies mean for way too long. And you know that I'm saying the truth. You know I'm telling you as it is. I know, because I deal with hundreds of students every week. At Joana Saahirah's online dance school, way before. Of course, I already had contact with students from all over the world, but in small amounts, you know. So every time I traveled to a country, I would be with 100, 600, 700 students. But at Joana Saahirah's Online Dance School, I have permanent daily contact with students from all over the world. And I can assure you that most students nowadays in the field of Egyptian dance are used to following choreographies they don't understand, they don't feel, choreographies that are not giving them the technical education they deserve and need. Choreographies that give them the illusion that they are learning because they're memorizing a sequence. How cool is that? I know, I've been there. I know it's cool. I know it's exciting. Oh, I'm learning. No, you are memorizing a choreography, which is something completely different from learning. I can memorize a choreography of a dance style that I ignore, and I can fool you into believing that I actually know how to dance it. Let's put it this way. Imagine I am a dancer, okay? I'm a professional dancer, so I'm good at picking up movements even. I'm very good. I can look at the different style of dance and pick the movements very quickly. Does that mean I know that dance style? No, it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean I know that dance style. So imagine I want to learn Japanese dance. Japanese dance or Indian dance. Oh, even better. Indian dance, one of the classical Indian dance styles. Let's say Odissi or Bharatanatyam. And I say, you know what? I'm not gonna learn the technique. It's too much work, too much time, too much hassle. I am gonna do a workshop and memorize a choreography, Odissi choreography or Bharatanatyam choreography. And because I can pick up the movements and follow and memorize, I'm gonna feed myself the illusion that I'm actually learning how to dance that style. And I'm not. I'm just copying a choreography that I don't understand, I don't know where it comes from, whose technique I ignore, and in the end, if someone tells me, okay, now you do something of your own, you know what's gonna happen? Crickets. Crickets are gonna happen. Nothing happens. I block because I don't have the basis to create something. I just memorize the choreography. And this is how so many dancers are going through the field of Egyptian dance. They're memorizing choreography after choreography and they have no idea what they're doing. Okay? So learning the dance technique with a professional teacher is an essential part of bringing more beauty into your dance, because you will have control of the shapes you are building with your movements. The quality of the shapes that you are creating, you're going to be able to create new shapes from there, okay? And you're also going to be able to fully enjoy the sensations, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, that each of those movements can provide. So adding more beauty to your dance has everything to do with learning the technique. Although it may not look like, because I've been telling you about the beauty of the soul, the beauty of emotion, the beauty of the energetic vibration the dancer is bringing to the table. But it's also important to know the technique so that you can paint a beautiful painting with your body. So that you can visually create shapes that speak for themselves according to your own vision and also according to the language of Egyptian dance, okay? It's super important. What else? Focus on feeling. Focus on, how does this make me feel? How does this make me feel? Connecting to the heart, in other words. The heart is something central in Egyptian culture, in Egyptian history. Ancient Egyptians, in the time of the pharaohs, they were weighing the heart. When someone died, this is pharaonic mythology, when someone died and was ready to go to the far beyond, to the other side, they would weigh, they would have a scale and weigh the heart of the person. If the heart was heavier than a feather, if it was a heavy heart, meaning a dark heart, an evil heart, this person would not go to heaven. She or he would not pass to the other side, to a dimension of peace, to a dimension where souls can get reset and can get reborn when the right time is coming, okay? So the heart is central to Egyptian culture and Egyptian identity, and it's central to Egyptian dance. When you don't bring your heart to your dance, when you're dancing from your head, when you're dancing from your vanity, when you're dancing only from your feet, when the starting point is not the heart, the feeling, the emotion, you're not really getting into the beauty of it. You're not. So you're either going to sink into the tune of your heart, you're either going to tune into your heart, or there is a dimension of beauty in Egyptian dance and in life that you will not enjoy. And it is a pity because it is beautiful. Now, last tip for you. Honor yourself and honor your body. Honor yourself and honor your body. Self-confidence is attractive. Self-confidence is beautiful. Self-confidence projects the message of beauty. I am worthy, I am beautiful as I am, I own myself, I celebrate my body exactly as it is, even if it doesn't correspond to the beauty standard that I am supposed to be following. I own and celebrate and honor my physical body. I bring this vehicle that is the most immediate vehicle for dance and for life. It's the first thing that you think of when you think of dance. It's moving your body. It's the first thing that you move when you wake up in the morning. So this is our precious vehicle. The more you love it, the more you take care of it, the more you praise it, the more you recognize it, the more you celebrate it, the more beautiful you will become. Because your vibration will speak of worthiness. Your vibration will speak of, I am beautiful. And besides, when you love and honor your body, you take care of it. It means that you become healthier. And a healthy body is a beautiful body. So it is a double duty here, okay? It's a double duty. When we honor and love and care for our bodies, we are working on a double duty. First duty is I'm projecting the frequency of self-worth. I'm projecting the frequency that says I'm beautiful. Second duty that we're working with is I'm actually taking care of my body. So how does that look like? Eating better, healthier food, drinking more water, sleeping well, exercising regularly, but with kindness, with respect for yourself and for your limitations and for your needs. It means eliminating as much as possible, most of the time, the things that are harmful to your machine. It's about protecting and caring for this beautiful vehicle as if it was your baby. As if it was your most prized possession, because it is. So my last tip to bring more beauty to your dance and to your life would be to love and own and respect your body, and in that way project the message of I am beautiful. You may like it or not. It's not my business to decide what others think of me. It's my business to decide what I think of me, okay? So independently of how you see me, because that's you, it's your problem, it's your issue, I have to see myself as beautiful. And when I do, I project that. I say, I am beautiful, man. I am from the inside out. It's not only the way I look, it's me, the person is beautiful. So my energy speaks about it, you know. It says, without saying, I am beautiful. And at the same time, when I really believe it, I care for myself. I care for myself. You know, I tell this my students all the time. It's so important to work on your self-love, on your self-care, because you are sending a message to life, you are sending a message to yourself, and you're actually cultivating a healthy body. And the healthy body is a beautiful body. And healthy bodies look very different from each other. A healthy body is not the same everywhere. Sometimes a healthy body is a heavier body or is a skinnier body. A healthy body has more muscle, less muscle. It doesn't matter. Healthy is beautiful. So take care of yourself, take care of your temple, and remember always that the greatest beauty that you can bring to your dance and to your life is not the one that these two eyes can see. It's not. It's the beauty that comes from within. It's everything that you are. So if you want to ask yourself, am I a beautiful dancer? Am I a beautiful dancer? Do others perceive me as a beautiful dancer? Ask yourself, if others could see my thoughts, what would they see? Scary. If others could see my emotions, my feelings, what I feel, what would they see? If others could listen to my judgment of myself and of others, what would they see? What would they listen to? If others could see my beliefs, what I believe about myself, what I believe about life, what I believe about other people, what would they see? Would they see a beautiful landscape or not? So if you want to work on beauty, work on your inner garden. Imagine that others will take a trip inside your system and they will see all of the items I just mentioned. Your thoughts, your feelings, your judgments, your belief patterns, what you believe to be truth. What will they see? If they take a sneak peek inside of you, is that a beautiful landscape? Ooh, let's take a deep breath. So for now, I'm going to leave you with this exercise. I'm going to leave you with this. Yes, it is an exercise. It is a challenge. If others could take a sneak peek inside of you, if others could see your thoughts, your most frequent thoughts, your most frequent emotions, your most frequent judgments of yourself and of others, your most frequent and stable and strong belief patterns, what you believe to be truth, what would they see? Would they see a beautiful landscape or would they run away? Run, Forrest, run. Run for your life. Because that's beauty. That's beauty. And then sometimes we are wearing a beautiful bedla, sometimes we are wearing galabeya, sometimes we are wearing, nothing, sometimes our hair is horrible, sometimes we are tired, sometimes we are fresh, but in the end that's not what's gonna make the trick. What makes the trick is the content. It is not the package, it is the content. That's the enduring, true beauty others respond to, even if they're not aware of it, okay? Hi, sweetie, Stuno, how are you? Stuno is saying, thank you for challenging me. This is scary work. Absolutely scary. It is terrifying. And if you do the exercise, you're gonna be shocked. But you also become aware of the quality of our inner world. And when I propose that you do this exercise, I'm not making it to make you feel bad. I'm making it to offer you an opportunity to become more aware of what's going on inside you. And when you are aware of what's going on inside you, you can change it. But if you're not aware, you will not change it. If you're convinced that you're so cool, you're so nice, you're so this, you're so that, but then you are not aware of your inner world, you're not aware of the quality of your thoughts, you're not aware of the quality of your feelings, you're not aware of your belief patterns, you're not aware of your frequent judgment of yourself and others, you're not aware of the quality of your inner landscape. You're clueless, and you're gonna keep projecting the same damn energy and asking why things are not flowing, why people don't connect with me, why people don't feel me, why. So this is an exercise for all of us, including myself. I do this frequently, being the freak that I am. You kidding? I do this frequently, and I get scared. Because I see, oh my God, I'm judging that person, or I'm judging myself, or I believe this awful thing about life, or about someone, or even about myself. We are humans. You have to put this on your head. We are humans. So the more humble you are, the more capable you are of looking at your darkness and seeing, what can I improve here? Just a little bit today, just a little bit. What can I improve? And the more you improve your inner landscape, the more beautiful your inner garden becomes, the more beautiful your dance becomes. And the more beautiful your life becomes, because that's what you will be projecting in terms of energy. In my book, The Secrets of Egypt, Dance, Life and Beyond, I call it the invisible dance. I wrote this book in 2011, 2012. I published it in 2013, imagine. And in that book, I spoke about the invisible dance, the importance of energy, the quality of the energy that we project. That's beauty. That's what others will get from us, more than the visuals. Hi, Miki. Hey, honey. Miki says, to be seen, truly seen. Absolutely. And truly seen, not according to the perfect beauty standards and expectations that our societies tell us that we have to look like and we have to represent, but being seen as we really are. And sometimes it's a mess. Sometimes what we are is a mess. It is, but it is true. And there is beauty in truth. There is beauty in honesty. Okay? Nikki says we have to be willing to see ourselves first. Yes. And first and second and third and fourth. Because this is a work that we keep doing again and again and again, you see? So there are certain routines, certain rituals that you can do to monitor and to be more in contact with your inner world. I mention meditation very often. For me, that's a big one, because when you practice meditation regularly, even if for 10, 15 minutes every day, you start to watch your thoughts. You become detached from your thoughts and you watch them like an audience member. So you see your thoughts floating in front of you. So it's a big reality check when you do it consistently, because you become aware of your thought patterns and you become aware of your emotional patterns every day. You become the audience to yourself. So it is very important. There are other ways, Actually, what I'm going to do is inside our community at Joana Saahirah's World, I'm going to create a set of exercises to help you do that, to take care of your inner garden. How about that? I'm going to create something free for everyone, to help you get in contact with your inner world, with your inner landscape. All right? To help you see a little bit more every day how beautiful is your inner garden. Yes? And to help you cultivate it, okay? In a positive way, right? Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. These were the questions I had to bring to you. I hope this session was informative, inspiring in some way. I hope, even if you disagree with it, and let me know if you disagree with it. Disagreement is beautiful. Okay, I often say this: disrespect is not beautiful, but disagreement is beautiful. So tell me if you disagree with some of the points that I exposed here. I would love to hear about your perspective, and also tell me what is for you a beautiful Oriental dancer. And what is for you a beautiful Oriental dance piece? I am interested. I mean, genuinely interested. Okay? Because then again, we learn from each other, and we learn from different angles. Different angles. Sometimes we can only see our angle, and it's nice to see the angles of other people. We just open our mind a little bit more, and that's beautiful too. Okay. So if you're watching this on Facebook, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share, as usual, the link to our newsletter, Joana Saahirah's World newsletter. You can subscribe, you can join us, and you will receive, aside from the exercise to connect with your inner garden that I'm gonna give to our community this week, you can also receive other news and content and offers that I keep very much inside of our community. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, because this will be available also at Joana Saahirah's YouTube channel, I'm gonna ask you the protocol. You subscribe to the channel, you click on the notifications bell button so that you know every time I have new goodies coming into the channel, and you will find the link to join our newsletter in the description box below this video. And then again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please let me know if you disagree with some of the points that I have shared in this video, and what is for you a beautiful dance piece or a beautiful Oriental dancer. What makes it beautiful in your perspective? Okay, let me know all about it in the comments. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Stunel. Stunel saying thank you for being you. Oh, you're welcome. You know, I cannot do it any other way. I'm just too crazy. Hi, Sandra. Sandra is saying I agree with everything that was said. Thank you, Sandra. Feel welcome to also tell us what is your concept of beauty in Oriental dance? You know, what you consider a beautiful Oriental dancer. I would love to know about it, okay? Leave it in the comments. Hi, Paula. Hello, hello. Kisses, my darling. Kisses for you as well. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up, connect, and I will see you very soon, okay? With another Juju live session, answering questions about subjects that we love and subjects that I feel are important to our dance and to our life, okay? Much love, and I will see you soon. Mwah, 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 mwah. Big kiss.